This is Jack Dennett, inviting you to Maple Leaf Hockey Talks. The star you're about to hear is Dave Keon, and knowing him as the great player he is today, it's hard to imagine his first time on skates in Rouen, Quebec.
The first time I played, I can remember going out with a hockey stick, and I stayed out for about an hour, and I think I must have fallen about 1,000 times in that 1 hour. But I kept going back every day and was able to stand up a little bit longer each time.
But all great players have to start somewhere, and it's usually with the basics, just learning to skate.
I moved to Noranda shortly after that, and there was 2 rinks within a block of where my parents lived, and in the winter when it snowed and the road was packed very hard, we used to skate to the rink, and we just played there after school and all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And any holidays we spent on the rink.
Sound familiar? Well, most great hockey stars started just as you did, playing on pickup teams with friends and then graduating into the organized leagues.
As I got older, I played in the Kiwanis League, and I played minor bantam. Then I went and played midget hockey for 3 years, and I played 1 year juvenile. When I was 15, I went to the Hamilton, to their training camp. And I stayed there a week, and they told me that I would go. They were going to send me home for that year, and following that, they would have me back down the next year. But in the meantime, I went and played for a team that was non-sponsored because I felt that I might have a better chance of getting picked up. And during that year, our team became sponsored by Toronto Maple Leafs.
Davey didn't go home. Once in Leaf territory, he decided to stay as close to the big time as possible, and that led him to applying for a hockey scholarship.
I inquired if there was any possibility of getting a scholarship, and I remember that Mr. Davidson came up, and when we played our last playoff game in our league, he came up and spoke to me following the game, and about a month later I got a letter from St. Michael's with an application to fill out. And I think it was about a couple of weeks after that saying that I'd been accepted.
The years at St. Michael's were among the most important in Davey's life. While at the college, he met the man who more than anyone else was to help him toward a hockey career.
I would say Father Bauer possibly has been the greatest single influence on my hockey career. Most of the boys who come from the north skate quite well. They can handle the puck quite well. But in the north, there's the defensive part of the game. 4 forwards is neglected. It's not really taught and are not emphasized, and consequently I had a great deal of adjusting to do while I was playing junior, and I think that Father Bauer was the one who was able to get this point across to me and emphasize its importance enough so that I gave it some thought and realized that if I expected to go anywhere, I would have to learn to check.
During those early years, Davey was lucky enough to get more sound advice on hockey from a famous relative.
When I first came to Toronto, I was 16, and I went out and tried out with the junior A team, and we were just in the middle of practices, and at the time my cousin, who was Todd Sloan, played for the Maple Leafs, and I remember he told me just to keep working as hard as I possibly could, and everything would turn out for the best. And I think possibly this has been a great deal to me, this advice, because I think it holds true with almost everything that you do. If you work as hard as you possibly can, well, then everything will just turn out for the best.
And things certainly did turn out for the best. Soon after he joined the Leafs, the club skated off with the Stanley Cup. But Davey recalls most vividly a real cliffhanger goal scored in a race for the National Hockey League Championship against the Montreal Canadiens.
If we won the game, we had cinched first place. With less than a minute to go, we were losing 3-2, and I can remember Punch pulled the goalie. I think it was about 30 seconds to go, and I can remember looking at the clock and saying, well, that hand moves pretty fast. I don't know if we're going to... And then suddenly the puck was in the Canadian zone.
Time is running out on the Maple Leafs. They're still trailing Montreal Canadiens 3-2. John Simmons is still out of the nets for an extra forward, and the face-off is going to be made in the Canadian zone again. Just 15 seconds left to play. They're all set for this all-important face-off. There it is. The puck is loose. Nevin passes into the corner on his wrong wing. J.C. Trombley crowds him into the boards. Nevin recovers. He shoots the puck behind the Montreal net to the far corner. Keon darts in. He's cutting in front of Quad. He drives him out. He scores! The Leafs have tied the score with 8 seconds left to play. With a tie, the Leafs cannot be ousted from the top rung and the NHL championship.
I would have to say that this and the first Stanley Cup would have to be my greatest thrills.
A great moment in hockey. But fans like you and I can remember many, many other thrills Davy Keon has given us during his years with the Maple Leafs. When the chips are down and there's only seconds to go, Davy goes all out to come through with a clincher. He's without a doubt one of the most exciting players in hockey today.
Hello, everyone. This is Ward Cornell with the inside story on how Davy Keon plays hockey. And that means hard, fast, winning hockey.
I feel that I never want to give a guy 2 outs. You see, he can either come back here or go there, because then you leave too much to chance. I want him to go that way, and I'm going to make him go that way, unless he just stops completely. And then, if he stopped behind the net, well, that's fine. He can either come out left side or right side. But if he comes out the right side, I'm going to try and keep him to the boards.
Davy Keon talking defensive play? That may come as a surprise when most of the fans think of Davy as a top-scoring offensive player. But if you'll recall the other side of this record, Davy says defense was one of the most important things he learned in his early career. Here are some of his thoughts on the subject.
A lot of people feel that it's knocking a player down and more or less there's an awful lot of body contact, but this is not so. There's not that many players that are going to skate right over you. And if you get in front of them, get in front of their body, if they're handling the puck and they go to stick handle by you, the puck has got to eventually come back to them. So if you get in front of them, you're going to be a hindrance and be in the way and possibly end up with the puck. But when you're checking, don't look down, because as soon as you look down, a good stick handler, he'll give you the puck and just take it away from you, and you'll be left standing there. They can make you look quite foolish. Once you start checking and you work at it, you'll start to become conscious of the puck on his stick. And when you're reaching this stage, I think you're becoming quite a good checker.
Although he's the first man to emphasize the importance of defensive play, Punch Imlach naturally appreciates Davy's ability as a fast-skating, fast-thinking, fast-scoring forward.
The thing that Davy has got probably over anybody else in our hockey club is that he's an exceptional skater. He's got this maneuverability that we talk about. He get out of the fellow's way, shake off a check.
Skating ability, Davy's best defense.
Well, defensemen a number of times will try to line him up in the corner and take a run at him. And because of his ability, he can see him coming, and he just ducks it the last time and gets out of a nasty check. And it's only natural if you're playing against Davy that you're going to try and slow him down, because he can do a lot of damage to you if he's going good.
High praise from the serious, no-nonsense coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Davy himself agrees. Skating takes top priority in hockey.
You have to just keep skating and stopping and starting, stopping both sides and starting, and turning, lifting your feet over so that you can turn as good one way as you can the other, and you can stop on both sides, left side and right side, and just doing all manner of things so that you're going to strengthen your legs and improve your balance. You know, people come to me and they say to me, my son skates just like you. And I say, well, thank you for the compliment, but possibly when he's 19 or 18, he's going to be 6'4", and I'm only 5'9", and consequently this style is going to be a hindrance to him. So that I think everybody should develop their own style of skating.
Your own style of skating. And one more thing. If you're not the biggest player on your team, don't worry about it. Listen to Davy on the subject of size.
They have some disadvantages, but they always also have other skills that they have developed to a very high degree, and some of the best hockey players in the world at the present time are small. In my particular case, I am quite a good skater, and I think this is it's the strongest part of my game, so that I'm going to use it to the best possible advantage, and I'm going to try to be moving at all times, so that I'm going to make it as hard as possible to be hit.
But small or big, you need every bit of strength you can develop.
It's like athletes, who are runners, they build up their legs. So for skating, you want to have strong legs. And also for stick handling and shooting the puck, you want to develop strong hands, forearms, and wrists, so that you can handle a stick. You watch Howe and you watch Hull. And these players, they handle a stick as though it were a toothpick. A lot of young players playing, they have their sticks. They're much too long. They can't control them. The puck is out so far in front of them, and their hands and arms aren't that strong so that they can control it. So they should possibly cut 1 or 2 inches off the handle of the stick so that they could have a little more control of it.
To sum up Davy's advice to you, he stresses these things. First, a point every player stresses, skating. Davy adds, find your own style. Second, build your strength. Third, don't let size worry you. If you love the game, you'll develop skills to compensate for weight and height. Now here's Foster Hewitt on the subject of Davy Keon.
Dave Keon is one of the best things that ever happened to the Maple Leafs. It seems to me that he has just about everything a good hockey player should have. And he proved that when he made the jump straight from junior hockey and became a star in the NHL overnight. What Davy lacks in size, he makes up in heart. You could classify him as a real team leader. He seems to inspire the other players just by the tempo he sets when he's on the ice. He's a smoothie from the word go, something similar to Montreal's Henri Richard. Keon reminds me of a former Leaf, Nick Metz, another one who had exceptional skating ability. As a matter of fact, I think Keon could qualify as a figure skater. He has the ability to skate fast without anyone realizing how fast he's going. He's away before they know it, and they can't catch him. Keon is one of the main cogs in the Maple Leaf machine.
On behalf of hockey star Davy Keon, Foster Hewitt, Punch Imlach, and Jack Dennett, this is Ward Cornell thanking you for listening. We hope you're enjoying Maple Leaf Hockey Talks.